computer. Hi, everybody. So today we're going to talk about who our favorite astrologer is. But first, I want to just put out something that my higher self gave me to say today. And it's that the age of your body is not the age of your soul. So like all the people that are listening right now, you're probably much older soul-wise than your parents are. So just remember that when you're out in the world and you're looking at other people or watching somebody wear one of these, or, you know, they went and got these, just remember that they may be very young, actually. So just let them do what they want to do and don't feel like you have to help them with what they're doing. So it's just basically to remember the body is no way to judge what soul is actually in there. So our souls can be millions of years old, or maybe we're a cat in our last lifetime. So just kind of be cognizant of that and aware of that, and then it won't feel like you need to bring everybody up to your level all the time. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. And then, so we're going to talk about astrology today. And I wanted to also say what astrology is, and Anna's going to help me with this. So my phone is being rude, so let me turn that off. But what I wanted to say today is that my higher self showed me that astrology is the universal clock. So astrology is the study of the universal clock of all the planets and the way they move. And also it's the choice that we make. It's the study of the choice we make when we come to planet Earth. So Anna had a great thing to say about that, as far as, because she understands astrology more than I do. So she's going to tell us a little bit about what she thought about that in our earlier conversation. Go ahead, Anna.
So how I saw it, I'll say how I saw it first, and then after we talked about it, what made more sense. And this was a download I had back on April 30th of 2020, was that the energy, our energies, our souls, our energy, when we agree to come here, we choose our life. We choose what we're going to go through here, what traumas we're going to unlock and uncover, and how we're going to heal. Because this lifetime is different than any other lifetimes. So everybody that's here now has a purpose. And so part of that is unlocking, understanding our purpose. And how I had written it down is the energy agrees as it comes to Earth, humanness. Your astrological chart is the exact energy or energies that you went through in that carnation. And it's just how we each, as I see it, as we're dropping in and the planets are on their cycles, we drop through that energy at that exact time. And we, best way to say it is, we have a bag and we put the Venus energy of that point where she is in our bag, the Mars energy, the sun, Mercury, everything. And then when we get here and we have already chosen what we're going to go through and what we have to unlock in this lifetime, those energies are here to help us, either here to help us figure out how to control our ego. And actually this goes to the life lesson thing. Actually, that has a lot to do with this. So right. That is part of how we figure that out, and the energy. So now going back to what you said, I'm seeing it as the Earth, the 3D, how the 3D clock is working as this cycle of evolution is going. These planets are here to tell us about ourselves. Each one of them has a different energy about the human body, about the humanness or the human experience, I should say.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's kind of like our blueprint. So it
right.
It helps us understand kind of who we actually are from the other side, because that veil is there.
Right.
So it's the point we choose to come through the veil into this 3D experience, because a lot of us are not third density souls. So just remember that.
So we're
You-
trying to figure out how to experience in a 3D world.
Yeah, it's much more dense than what we're used to. So it is generally like a big challenge. So that's kind of our bag, just like Anna said, that helps us through this lifetime here. So it's really beautiful, but that's the clock. So astrology.
Right, and that relates, that's how it go, the gene keys, human design, all of that stuff relates. It's all the same energies. It's just different people explaining and adding in different things, but it's all the same concept, perspective.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
beautiful. It's complicated. And I don't
Very.
necessarily understand it that well, to be honest with all of you guys. So we also wanted to do an honorable mention and say that we are going to have a show dedicated to Laura Eisenhower, who is a brilliant astrologer, but she's actually so much more than that. So we're going to do a show just about her and, you know, thanking her for all that she's contributed to this movement. So we're going to do that next after this show. And I look forward to that and discussing all the beauty that we see there. And
Right.
did you want to say anything about Laura before we go on into our picks?
No, we could just say it in the other one. She's just amazing astrologer.
She is. She's doing amazing. And so I actually picked Pam Gregory, and the reason that I picked her is I find her fairly easy to understand, because I don't know much about astrology. It's not something I've focused on at all. But I really loved her last video, and that's why I picked her. And it was about all the energies of this year. And then the best thing was the end of the video, where she basically spelled out a lot of the things that I've gotten from my higher self as far as what this year is going to mean. So we are going to see the structures of society, this 3D matrix society, start to collapse this year. And there is structures being built in the background. So even though we don't see them, they're going to materialize pretty quickly and take over as these other structures fall apart. And we're all going to have the opportunity to kind of step forward and help with that. So I really appreciated her last video, because she spelled that out at the end of the video, and which means she actually really understands what's going on right now, which I really appreciated. So that's why I chose Pam Gregory, and we will put that video in the comments or in the links below. So Anna is more versed at astrology, so she's going to tell us who her favorite is and then also explain why.
I want to say first how you just explained that, because I know you don't know that much about astrology, but you can see how your ability to connect to your higher self is the same energy that she gets from the planets. Like however she connects, whatever it is where she gets her, you can tell that's the same energy. And I just think that's so cool of people, but you can tell the ego is not in either space. And so I just think that's super cool about her too.
Yeah. Yeah, she does a great job.
Yeah, she does. My favorite is Molly McCord. And for many reasons, but one, she is able to get the explanation of the energies across without bringing up anything political, anything. You wouldn't know that she knows who's president, who's this, who's anything, but she's able to bring the energy of that in without speaking. And so to me, for me, and for a lot of other people, I'm sure that keeps the negative energy feeling down. And so it's easier to listen to her because that doesn't come in.
Mm.
And another really big reason for that she's one of my favorites, I can tell she's an old soul. When you see her, she is really young, but she's been studying astrology for, I'm pretty sure, like 30 years or close to 30 years. She barely looks 30. But you can just tell the knowledge that she has is just so beautiful, and it just comes to her. And she is a great teacher. And like I was telling you earlier in our conversation, that's something that I'm trying to really work on, because I have so much to say and so much knowledge from downloads and different stuff. But being the teacher does not come to me like it does to her. So I've taken some courses of hers, but just if you really want to know astrology, you can go on her YouTube and just go through there, and she will explain how to do your own natal chart, or how to figure out the houses, or how to explain Mercury, North Node, South Node, just all kinds of different things in little different videos. And I have learned so much about, I mean, almost everything I've learned is from her. And so it's just really amazing how she's able to teach that. I'm grateful for that.
That's awesome. I'm gonna check her out. Cool. Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody for listening to our picks, and we will put links in underneath the video so that you can go ahead and check both of these ladies out, and we will talk about Laura Eisenhower next and how much we love her. So we will see you guys soon. Have a beautiful day.